Hey, today I want to talk to you about arm recovery and when we look at arm recovery is about utilizing the correct muscle groups during the arm recovery so the swimmer can create a more relaxed and smooth movement through the recovery. One of the things that I see with a lot of swimmers is that they're using the incorrect method, which is they generally start to finish quite short at the end of the stroke with the arm following the body rotation, and they pull the elbow over their back to start the recovery, and this generally creates an over rotation of the upper body and a low profile during the arm recovery, so it's quite flat. And the arm will generally swing from over the back back to across their front at the entry position. So if we get the correct entry, the correct movement pattern, we start to see a separation of the arm recovery from the body rotation. So the body rotation is meant to move from left to right, and our arm drive and recovery movement is meant to go from the front to the back. It can also, if we get that correct movement, we can create some nice height and in the recovery into the entry position. And the forward movement of the arm creates a clean entry around the optimal position around the shoulder width apart. So what I want to do is I just want to have a quick look at this swimmer here. We're going to shoot right back to the start. So I'm just going to play this again. Sorry. So when we look at the swimmer, so on the left hand side, as you watch him taking his arm stroke, as he comes through here, you'll see on his breathing time, he's really pulling quite hard with that left arm over his back. This tends to create that over rotation that I talked about, and in this case, we also see the legs starting to split as well to try and create additional balance. This will in turn often see the lead arm starting to push down or out to try and again help them with balance, and we often don't see much of a catch with the other arm. So as this comes through, you'll see, I feel like it's more of a pulling action that of the shoulder over the back, and then the hand and forearm lead the recovery to hurry into the entry, so that at the entry time, we're seeing pretty much from the whole arm coming in together. Now, this often happens. So when we start to look at this position here, you'll see the shoulders sort of coming in behind the head. And when the shoulders coming in but right behind the head, it sort of gets to a point around about here where it just can't keep on going forwards to get a nice clean entry position. So the shoulder drops. Sorry. So the shoulder drops, and you'll see there's a bit of a crossover at the front as the arm comes down and it drops in. So that shoulder really drops. On this other side, you'll see again there is a little bit of a more of a pulling action, out of the shoulder here as this sort of gets pulled over behind the head. That hand and forearm is starting to take over at this point and hurry into that entry position rather than creating a nice rolling recovery from the shoulder and the elbow into the entry position. So some of the things that you might do in your own swim squads, and some of the things that I do in lessons, is trying to create a movement pattern. And the way that I like to look at this is I've got a little mantra that I say stop. So you stop at the end of the stroke, so aiming to finish down around about here, but with a little bit of body rotation required in this particular case. Pop, so a pop of the elbow, and a roll of the shoulder to help kind of create this movement pattern to get into a nice entry position. If you're on my website, you can have a look at some of the dry land recovery movements. There's some really quite simple ways that you can start to practice this and try and create a nice sort of relaxed movement pattern. I know there'll probably be some questions around straight arm recovery versus a high elbow recovery, and I'm more than happy to answer those. So if you've got questions around that, just let me know. But yeah, as I say, try and create a movement pattern that's very relaxed in the upper body. Separate the body rotation from the arm recovery movement. So body rotation moving left and right, and arm recovery always trying to move from the back to the front, and under the water obviously from the front to the back. So we're trying to drive yourself forward. All right, good luck with your swimming, and yeah, think about a nice wide recovery as you practice, and look for a lovely balanced position in the water to help improve your entry and therefore your catch and drive phase of your stroke. All right, good luck with your swimming.